Hello everyone, Jenny Eagles from the local property team. I'm so excited that we've got Justin from Abode Construction here. Today we're talking renovation. So hi Justin.
How you going?
This year, probably more than ever, people are spending so much time in their homes. You might be looking around thinking, oh, my kitchen, it's a bit small, a bit outdated, or I'd love a home office. So I'm sure a lot of people are considering renovation. How have you found this, Justin, this year?
Probably obviously when COVID first hit, probably wasn't as much, but the inquiry has, I think in the last 6 to 8 weeks has definitely picked up to what it was. And, people are looking at their home and they're going, oh, how can I improve this space or whatever? And yes, they are giving us a call to actually, come out and meet with them and then work through a build or even build a new kitchen or bathroom and what have you.
So Justin, I absolutely loved your video series, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check it out on their website. And I guess the main takeaway from me from that series was the importance of checking out the local council laws.
Yep.
So really investigating that and considering it before you start the process.
Yep.
So I was just curious about whose responsibility is it to research that? So is that something someone needs to do on their own, or do you get the builder involved?
For me, we've changed our business model in the last couple of years due to we've found that quoting against other builders and everything sort of doesn't get the best result for the client. So we've found that we've changed by doing a design and construct sort of process where we're the experts and we have consultants that actually can help you through that process. So for us, we have people that we lean on to give us the right information, which is our town planners, our designers and what have you. So look, we've got a general idea what there's character overlay, especially in New Farm and Ashgrove and sort of other areas. But I don't know everything. That's why we can lean on consultants to actually help clients get what they want to try to achieve. So yes, we can do whatever, but it depends on how much they want to push back against the council and what have you. We just got our town planning through a project at New Farm just yesterday, and that's taken a good 4 months to come through. So for that, we've got the consultants early just to know that we can actually build this house, and everything. So yeah, so it is, I think it's good to get involved with a builder at the beginning to actually help you through that process.
I personally haven't renovated a home, but from what I hear, time and budget are two things that can cause a lot of stress in the process. Is there anything that you can suggest to people to sort of help them manage their expectations around the budget and time, just to sort of keep things in check?
Once again, I think getting a builder involved at the beginning is the best thing because, we get a concept plan and we're sympathetic to the client's budget. Because everyone has a budget, and we need to keep to that, and we make sure we design something that the client can actually build, because there is 40% of plans that actually get drawn that never get built.
That's a lot.
So, because it exceeds the client's expectations, so then they get a plan drawn by whomever, they go out to the marketplace and it's 40% more than what their actually budget is, So we find it a lot easier. If we're involved, we know exactly sort of how houses are put together, and we sort of direct our consultants, designers, engineers on how we should build it, so it does keep it within their budget.
So one thing I'm wondering if you'd recommend, I'm assuming people probably really should have a buffer with their budget, shouldn't they?
I think that's a good idea because, sometimes when we open up a wall, it could something in behind there that's not been factored in. Also with earthworks as well, we're doing a significant earthworks over there at the moment at Ashgrove, and look, it has gone past what our allowances, but the thing is, it's really hard with those sort of provisional sums to get them right, So I think you should have a budget of nearly 5 to 10% in the background. Just not that the builder needs to know that, but just so you know that things can blow out, because renovations is a bit of an unknown sometimes. But what we do is we make sure we lock down all our PC items, the taps and toilets and all that sort of stuff that we can lock down, so there's no overs and unders through that. So we try and get our client to actually pick all those before we actually sign a contract. Two reasons. One, it streamlines our process. We're not waiting for the client to go and pick anything. And then secondly, the client knows exactly where they're going with their costings as well, and it just, makes it a bit more peace of mind that there's no provisional sums in the project, that it's all being costed in as what the client wants. And with the time constraints, look, we make sure that we, only take on what we can do at any one time. So we usually build a renovation within, that 6 month period from this time we start to the end.
When people are renovating and they're still living in their home, what can they do to keep it relatively clean in the process?
We do have to probably do it a bit differently than what we do if it's just a normal build or renovation to the home. We just got to be sympathetic to them a bit more, and then Like we had a client there over at Gordon Park. We renovated upstairs. She lived downstairs. She had a baby during the renovation.
Okay.
And Tanya and I are still good friends at the end of it. So
that's
we've
amazing.
had,
Okay, it's possible.
so we had all the things going on at any one time. And look, you know, we just got to make sure we clean up a bit better, you know, and just make sure it's safe for everyone living there and whatever.
Yeah.
We do have those exclusion zones. We try and keep the clients so they say, you know, can't go in this area at this time. But look, you know, it's not hard to work closely with the client with that.
Okay, amazing. And actually, that's one of the next things I wanted to ask you was safety. So if someone's not living in their home during the construction process, how can they have peace of mind that their house is going to be secure?
We have insurances that cover anything that happens over that period. One thing, if we are renovating a home, the client does have to keep that insurance on the existing property. But any new works is covered by insurance anyway, but I haven't used insurance yet in the 12 years I've been in business.
Okay.
But the thing is, you know, we just got to make sure that when we start putting in appliances and stuff, the house is very secure. Up until then, yes, we have a frame stage where it is open to the elements a bit, but we do lock our fences at the end of the night, at the end of the day, you know, with locks and everything like that. So we do try and do the best we possibly can to make sure that we don't get anyone on site. So in the 12 years in business, I haven't had anyone come and vandal or take anything. So we've actually been quite blessed with that anyway.
Okay, Justin, so at the moment, are you noticing any current trends?
Look, I think the Hampton style is the big thing at the moment, you know, and it's still rolling through even in the renovation space. We got a Ashgrove job at the moment and they're trying to get as much of the Hampton style as they can. So there's amazing kitchen that's going in.
Okay.
That's got full Hampton style kitchen, and then throughout the whole colour scheme and everything and also the tiles and everything is very Hamptons like, you know. So it's I can't wait for this kitchen.
Yeah, me too. I'd like to see it.
To come alive. So look, I think the Hamptons is a very big thing at the moment. And then also we do this sort of character homes. So we've just finished a house at Lodge Road there at Kalinga. And that was very traditional style where it had, you know, the old mosaic square tiles and everything and stuff like that. So, you know, it's just, it depends on what the client wants because we tailor our build to them. But, you know, they're probably the two that I think, you know, the traditional and then going on to the more Hampton style.
Okay. Going from what we've just talked about in terms of particular designs, so is that something that, again, as part of your team, there's someone they can speak with, or do they conduct research on their own of what they like, or a combination of both?
So we got an interior designer we lean on as well to help with that process. But I think, you know, if you do go to our website, you'll see the renovation series. It explains everything from start to finish, you know, that I'm the first point of contact and the last point of contact. So I'm there at every design meeting with the client, so making sure that we're staying on budget. And then when we end up starting the project, it's sort of in the realms where we were talking at the beginning. So for me, it's just a whole in-house process that we have with Abode that it makes it seamless. So there's no 7 people you got to meet. You just meet with me and I introduce you to the consultants as we go. And then, you know, you get the one-stop shop from way to go.
That's such a good idea because it must really streamline the process as well.
And it does, because the thing is, you know, we've got consultants that we lean on, you know, and then because we've got that relationship with them, we tend to jump ahead of the queue as well.
I've actually watched that series myself maybe 2 or 3 times, and my brother's a builder, my dad's a builder, but I still learned a lot from watching the videos. So if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you check out the series on their website. It's fantastic. So when someone has decided they'd like to renovate, and obviously they're, you know, researching builders, how do you actually choose one? How would you recommend you go about choosing a builder?
Look, I think the process for a client or a potential client to choose you to come out and talk to them, it is a long process. Like, I think it's 6 to 12 months before they actually might reach out to you, you know. So I think watching them on social media and see what their expertise are and actually what work they do so that you actually get a feel for what they're doing. Also, you're going to be in a relationship for, you know, 6 to 12 months by the time you start designing and whatever. So you've got to make sure that builder is the right fit for you, you know, and you've got to make sure that you're on the same wavelength the way it is. And, you know, otherwise, you know, it can end up in a bit of pain. But I just feel that you should get the builder involved at the beginning, so you understand the way he communicates and the way you guys communicate, so you actually know when you get to the actual contract stage how to actually deal with each other and you know, to get the right result at the end of the project.
And I guess in that way there'd be no surprises as well, and they get to know you, and then because they're entrusting you with their home, it's massive. They do really need to trust you and get to know you. So I think that's really good advice, definitely. I've lived in places where my neighbours have renovated, and I personally think it's really considerate if you can let your neighbours know that a renovation's taking place, and it's probably better for you as well, I guess, that people are aware that you're going to be working. So I suggest if you can, please let your neighbours know. I'm sure they'll appreciate. Thank you so much for tuning in to our video series here with Justin from Abode. I highly recommend you follow them on social media. If you have any questions about renovating, I'm sure Justin will be happy to answer your questions, and there'll be more information about Abode on the link below. So thank you.